Nelson Cruz was traded to the Tampa Bay Rays. We have a pitcher to add and Week 18 sleepers next on Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. Welcome into FBT in 5. As always, make sure to follow and stream us on Spotify. Today is Friday, July 23rd. I am Frank Sample, joined by Scott White. And Nelson Cruz was traded to the Tampa Bay Rays in exchange for two pitching prospects, Joe Ryan and Drew Strotman. Scott, how do you feel about Nelson Cruz now that he's in Tampa? And are you interested in Joe Ryan at all, who has pretty good minor league numbers?
No real change for Cruz. I mean, he's been the same player, whether he's been in Seattle or Baltimore or Minnesota. Getting older, 41, sitting a little more often, and that might increase with the Rays, but it might not. No change, really. Joe Ryan is a better prospect than I thought the Twins would get for Cruz. It was just a 2-month rental. But he's not as good of a prospect as his numbers would suggest. His numbers the last 2 years in the minors are amazing. Had a sub-2 ERA in 2019. ERA is higher AAA this year, but a .79 whip, 11.8 K per nine. The strikeouts have always been there for Joe Ryan, but it's basically a fastball that he has that's amazing. And that works against minor league hitters. Will it work against major league hitters over the span it would need for him to work as a starting pitcher? Because I think he'll work as a reliever, Joe Ryan, but as a starting pitcher, I have my doubts. He'll probably get a chance down the stretch this year. He's already 25 years old, but I wouldn't expect much.
Joe Ryan, he is 3% rostered on CBS. Throw him on the scout team for now. Let's see where it goes. A pitcher to add off waivers. We spoke about him quite a bit on the full-length podcast. That is Kwang Hyun Kim, who turned in another quality start. 6 innings, 2 runs, 7 strikeouts. He has allowed just 3 earned runs over his last 5 starts. Scott, some people might look at the underlying numbers, the peripherals for Kwang Hyun Kim, and be scared away. But he might be one of these pitchers that just defies it.
It seems that way because he's up to about 25 appearances in the majors, most of them starts. His ERA is around 2.50 during that time this year and last. I got it down to 2.88 for this season with this impressive start on Thursday. A total of 3 earned runs over his past 5 starts, the last 4 of which he's all gone 6+. So even if you were buying into the ERA, the run prevention for Kwang Hyun Kim, you could still safely ignore him earlier this year because he was going 4 or 5 innings every start. Well, now he's going 6+, 4 in a row. 4.54 xFIP versus that 2.88 ERA. But again, that's been true for him all along, and he just continues to deliver. So he may be that rare sort of pitcher who defies the usual conventional measurements for what makes a pitcher good.
Kim is 69% rostered on CBS. He has a good matchup next week at Cleveland, who are 25th in weighted on base average against left-handed pitching this season. All right, let's get people ready for Week 18. Scott, who are some sleeper pitchers for next week? Some 2-starters and some single-start streamers.
A lot of interesting 2-start pitchers here. Brad Keller, who's put together 3 consecutive quality starts. The ERA is still near 6 for the season because he was all kinds of messed up mechanically earlier on, but strong track record coming into this year. Seems like he's gotten things fixed. Hopefully he has, because the matchups are not that great, but 2 starts. So interested in him. Michael Pineda, not as confident he's straightened things out after having some elbow issues that date back to June, but good last time out. Tigers and Cardinals this week. Favorable matchups. Kyle Muller of the Braves, good bat misser. Not sure he's going to go deep enough to really make it worthwhile, but against the Mets and the Brewers, 2 starts, good matchups, worth a shot. And Austin Gomber of the Rockies just came off the IL and allowed 3 home runs in his first game back, but that was at Colorado. He looked fine otherwise. He'll be on the road for his 2 starts this week against the Angels and Padres.
All right, let's help people out with some sleeper hitters, Scott, who are rostered in less than 80% of CBS leagues.
So Joey Votto, I'm going to keep pumping him until he finally gets picked up in enough leagues. Nothing but righties on the schedule for the Reds this week, so that helps him too. It's been great since returning from a broken thumb. Robbie Grossman has been awesome in July. really has had a good year overall, apart from the batting average, and the Tigers have favorable matchups. I also like Akil Baddoo because of those matchups for the Tigers. The power started to come back for him after fixing the strikeouts, really focusing on contact. Now he's in for power again. Looking really interesting is Akil Baddoo. 5 lefties are on the schedule for the Red Sox this week, so that's good news for Hunter Renfroe, good news for Enrique Hernandez, who's been very hot. And I also like Dominic Smith this week. He's really come around in July. The Mets are scheduled for 8 games as well.
Robbie Grossman's roster rate is up to 72%, but that number should be higher, especially if you play in a points league. He has a .470 on-base percentage for the month of July. Robbie Grossman has been really good. For more extensive fantasy baseball coverage, listen to the Fantasy Baseball Today podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, your smart speakers, or anywhere else podcasts are found. And thanks for listening to Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. If you enjoyed the pod, please leave a 5-star review on Apple. We'll be back again on Monday morning. Bye-bye.